race mode, easy sport. This thing did have a launch control, didn't it? Oops, wasn't me.
The VW T-Roc R is, so to speak, a Golf SUV on steroids. How good is it now here in that facelifted version? With Thomas on Autogefühl, let's go! In front there's some grille and spoiler changes with the facelift, but it's more that the normal T-Roc versions look now more like the R, for example, especially the R line looks now more identical to the true R model. Yeah, that might be annoying then for true R model customers. However, you still get the R logo there and also a nice light strip in the lower part underneath the headlamps, LED standard and optional matrix LED. And then you also have additionally that lower vertical daytime running light. That is of course a very fancy option, and also in the lower part a really strong spoiler. It works very well with the typical R color, the lapis blue, which is also somewhat Thomas blue here on Autogefühl. Short look behind the scenes here with, of course, a fitting Thomas blue microfiber towel then fitting to the exterior color of the car. Okay, that's coincidence. Or is it? Well, here the lower part of the spoiler, the black one, is kind of prone to these, these dots that appear when water is drying out. So yeah, this is then a detail cleaning just for you, that you can actually check out the car when it's really beautiful and clean. The length at 4 meters 24 or 167 inches. Wheels do start 18-inch in the T-Roc R and optional 19-inch wheels, of course more massive styling are badging right here. They still stick with crossover wheel arches. It also does feature off-road driving modes. The overdrive system is front wheel bias plus rear on demand, but here in the R version a lot of torque is being sent to the rear wheels. Unlike Tiguan R, Arteon R and Golf R, in a new generation or facelift, here this one does not get a torque splitter at the rear, so it's a more simplified version. But still, we will see in the driving part how agile it still is. By the way, you've probably already seen it. It's one of my big hobbies to dress accordingly to the vehicle color. So you know, when you watch a video here on our channel and I'm not dressed according to the vehicle color, or let's say in a either matching or let's say color fitting way, then definitely I did not know before which color I get on location. So yeah, then you always know. So in this case, yes, I knew before. And what's also interesting, here at the C-pillar you have this color, yeah, carbon fiber-like, but it's just like a sticker or something. Still, it brings some more sportiness, but would have been necessary? I think rather not. Tell me in the comments, what do you think about sporty SUVs? Is it a contradiction or does it work? Design-wise, it's always a challenge, but here in this case, I think it really worked. It's on the one hand typical Volkswagen AG hatch style, on the other hand here the black accentuation, the modern lamp signature here also in the facelift, and the overall size of the vehicle work for that. And also, yeah, the Akrapovic exhaust, that option, almost 4,000 euros, but already visually it does pay off. Well, and then there's of course that sound you already heard. And if you have the matrix LED option, by the way, in the front, then you also have in the rear cascading turning indicators. And in the front, by the way, the indicators look then like this. Subscribers know that here on Autogefühl we have the Autogefühl fake exhaust police when manufacturers use fake exhaust. Gladly, no job for them for today. But the reason I saw that one of you wrote it like FEP, so for fake exhaust police. That's awesome, right? So maybe we can say like AFEP, so for Autogefühl fake exhaust police. And then maybe with these police wagon emojis that are there, put them in the comments, I would love to see them. Previous generation khaki, which I do prefer because this fob does not feature high gloss black. That's better to me. And then door closing sound. Yeah, that's quite solid. Not the best we've heard though. Yeah, I would say in the region of okay. Interior checkup, inside of the doors. A, high gloss black. B, hard pack at the inside of the doors. Well, at least this soft part for your armrest is good. And the window levers are also good quality. And this is easy to control. Our entry badge, and at night you also see a puddle light projected from the side mirrors. maybe in the basement garage. Then R steering wheel, blue inserts and also blue contrast stitches at the inside. That's beautiful. Then you have hashtag capacitive BS buttons at the steering wheel right there. Left side also with the R mode selector. I'll talk to you about that when we drive the vehicle. Right side to control something of the digital instruments, which are right here, and also standard here for the T-Roc R. Standard also these beautiful sport seats here with gray microfiber R stitching, then fabric inserts right there, also with that blue styling. They look great and are also indeed comfortable. Then you also have some leatherette applications as beauty element on the sides. The R sits 20 millimeters lower in the base suspension, which is then a stiff one, or option you can get the DCC, the adaptive suspension, which we also have in this vehicle. And you have a good mix of seating position. It's not too low, it's not too high, kind of crossover style or compact SUV, and also steering wheel up and down, in and out. You can find a very nice position, and indeed these sport seats here are not only looking good, they keep you tight at the same time. They even deliver good long-term comfort. And headroom with 1,89 m or 6'2", plenty of left. Interior overview, new with the facelift here, now soft touch material at the top of the dashboard. That's a good improvement. Then you will start 8-inch screen with some knobs. This one, the option 9.2-inch screen. Then once again you see here perforation at the side of the steering wheel and shifting levers. Digital instruments, that happens while agile driving. You can however bring the consumption down to around 9 liters on 1 kilometers with long way motorway driving. Then it's 26 mpg US, 31 mpg UK, but yeah, most of the time it will be a little bit worse indeed, like you've seen here. Then you can also change these views right here, and if you stick with that one, you can also change what you want to see in the middle part actually. Also GPS, and then you can also make that one full screen like this. This infotainment system, basic menu, that's simple enough. If you want to change sound, for example, Beats audio system is an option. Let's soon test that. Here the car internal GPS is just too slow, not really responsive. This software won't win prizes, and also not the hardware that is behind it. Here you will rather use Apple CarPlay. Beats audio system here is actually quite decent to listen to, like that. This then here the overall CarPlay integration, of course. Also Android Auto is possible, wireless or via cable. You can pick that then. I recommend the cable connection, it's more stable. And then you have a new climate unit. Yes, the knobs are gone. You have a capacitive BS solution in here. However, 4 capacitive buttons here, or capacitive fields or areas, it's quite well to use. You can either touch or slide. That's both possible, and it's like actually large enough to see. Below that you have 2 USB-C chargers, inductive charging pad, and also the massive shifting lever. Dual clutch transmission is standard. And then an off-road driving mode selector. Not sure how often you will use that. And then we have cup holders, but they're not adaptive actually. That's a hit and miss. And then some more space underneath this armrest. Rear bench also features the sport seat layout with the gray microfiber. Looks really amazing. And if there's a tall driver, there's not too much knee room left. So I only fit in here because the seat back is kind of soft. So yeah, I have to then, you know, spread my legs a little bit, then I do fit better here. Headroom wise, however, this is no problem, and overall the seating position in the rear with that single seat setup is also very decent. Again, you shouldn't just have 2 long legs. 2 USB-C chargers then here now in that middle area, in the rear, in the facelift. 3 times in. And sitting in the middle part is again a knee problem, but not a height problem, although it's of course a little bit stiffer than here in that middle area. By flipping the logo, electric hatch, and you end up with just under 400 liters, so not too much. Length, it's at 77 centimeters, or yeah, just about 30 inches, not too much. The overall height, like the total height, is about just over 60 centimeters or 24 inches, and the width, that's actually a good measure, is a good meter or 40 inches. And you see here the cabin trolley in the vertical way. That's already a problem, at least with that happened. That's live on Autogefühl. Let's try that again. The car was cheating together with the cabin trolley. They were working together. Really? Well, that way it does work. And total length 115 meters or about 60 inches. Under the hood there's a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo petrol engine with 300 horsepower. 4.9 seconds is the acceleration figure, and all-wheel drive front plus rear on demand. And weren't there also times where they properly painted the hoods from the inside? Guess these times are over. Coast cuttings. T-Roc R facelift, 300 horsepower, putting it here into the race mode, and German Autobahn with acceleration from 50 kilometers an hour. Let's go. 150. 200 it is, 125 miles an hour. And this goes maximum 250, 155 miles an hour. And let's see if we can score that here. 230. Yeah, it will be too short, but that was already impressive. Wow. Of course, now it's actually quite loud, but still well to control in the race mode. The suspension, the DCC, dynamic chassis control, also is a little bit stiffer. And this has it's normal T-Roc. This has superb handling here. Doesn't even feel like 200 kilometers an hour, although we're not in the sportiest car over from a building form here. Very well to control on the brakes, and this again confirms the handling of this vehicle. It has such a good handling, so balanced. In the sporty driving fun, it doesn't even feel like an SUV. Soon we're also going to some winding corners and show you even more about the Agile handling in tight corners. Wow, here also very good job on the motorway, and sport seats keeping me tight. Fabric surface here, not sliding too much. Also breathable here, sunny day, I'm not sweating. This is a great job, and also nice feedback there from that Akrapovic exhaust, which is a nice option definitely for this one. Let's turn down the window. We're in the tunnel, still in that race mode. Let's see. Oh, there's the Dodge Challenger next to us. Let's see if he's going to react here. Race against the T-Roc R. That's a sinister look, man. You can't see it yet here, right? But you'll soon see it. Yeah, I mean this vehicle. There we go. Yeah, here we go. He was responding now, and yeah, of course, static sound from that way higher displacement engine is of course outscoring in the T-Roc, although we have the beautiful Akrapovic exhaust mounted in the back. Well, but this car is supposed to do both. Still here in that sport mode, the suspension is rideable. However, if you compare it to a normal T-Roc, also we have here the bigger wheels, the optional 19-inch mounted. You do feel the potholes then, and normal T-Roc is more suitable for everyday driving life if you seek more comfort. But this one here still is a very good everyday driver. And you can also go back then to normal mode, for example, and then the suspension gets a little bit, more forgiving if you have that optional DCC, dynamic chassis control. Wow. Yeah, steering feels also good and very. How's everything going right? Just to leave me the space on the left lane. Thank you, guys. That's how it's supposed to be, right? So yeah, you're waiting for the next traffic light to jump green. Even here in normal mode, you have some feedback from the exhaust. Good drive forward here, 90-degree turn, 90-degree turn of steering. That's how I love it. Progressive styling, and once again, it doesn't shake up at all. They found a very nice setup here, and we know that our friend Benny Leuchter, professional racing driver, he did set up this vehicle here at the Nürburgring Nordschleife. Yeah, if you told it like a couple of years ago that Volkswagen would set up a compact SUV on the Nürburgring Nordschleife, was like, really? Yeah, but they actually did that, and you can feel that. The drive is indeed amazing here already on the motorway. Assistance systems, you set it here with the left thumb. Plus minus is 10 kilometer steps. Resume and set is 1 kilometer step. So that's actually better here now than we know, for example, from the VW Golf, where they have 1 and 10 kilometer steps on plus and minus, and you have to push it way more through. However, still hashtag capacitive BS buttons. They look fancy here in the tunnel because they're backlit, you know, that looks cool, yes. But they're harder to use while driving. The same goes for the Climatronic, which is standard here. For a capacitive BS solution, it's quite okay. Still, the manual dials would have just been easier to control. Yeah, and then you have the shifting pedals. There you can shift down yourself, and also the R button, blue illuminated. When you press it through, you just shift through the different driving modes one by one. And if you press and hold it, then it hops direct to the race mode. But you know, when you introduce capacitive buttons and then make them kind of like two-step, even more complicated. Now we shift down ourselves, and then we can even have spontaneous acceleration. This was 80 to 170, beautiful indeed. Yeah, and these shifting wheels are really large, you can easily reach them here in the corner. I have so much feedback from that suspension, that is actually good, it's fun. It's not too bumpy, although it gives a sporty feedback, and I'm really astonished how well this vehicle can do both, being a good motorway vehicle and also this performance car. That is a great thing to have. A Golf, of course, sits lower, feels sportier for that. But this one here indeed is some compromise. You say, hey, I want something for everyday driving, like which still offers comfort, has somewhat higher seating position, but gives me that goosebumps when I put it in the corners or on the motorway. That is possible. And these sport seats here are also really well built. Again, good compromise, shoulder support, at the same time more comfortable than the normal seats. That is really cool. By the way, in the assistance systems you also have that travel assist here now, which is keeping you in the lane. So it works quite smoothly, so you are being kept in the lane here. Some steering, but again, not like hectic reactions from that steering wheel. So that's overall working very well. And there's also a blind spot monitor if you are at some point overtaken in this vehicle. Right, one more time. Race mode, now winding corners. Let's see about that agility. Again, nice input steering wheel. Downshift, of course, that comes a little bit sudden. If you want it a little bit smoother, then you do it yourself here with the shifting belts. Now third gear, now I shift back myself in second gear. Now it's smoother racing transition and I can get around here, and yeah, that's cool. We have not a rear wheel bias, and there's also no torque splitter here like in the new Golf 8R or in the Arteon R or in the new Tiguan R. This one does not get the rear torque split. However, since a lot of power is sent to the rear wheels, it still feels really nice, really balanced. Again, no oversteer or something, but it really behaves very well here in these winding corners. Yeah, it's really a very, very fun car. With that facelift here, with more hashtag capacitive BS, it's not that I would say you have to go for the facelift. I would easily pick one from the used car market, go for the pre-facelift for more real buttons. The engine is not really changed. Some stylings, but that rather counts for the... Oh, have you heard it plops? Clock, clock, from that Akrapovic exhaust, really beautiful. So easily check the used car market for a pre-facelift version. Delivery times are long at this moment anyway. And I think the pre-facelift from the user interface was better. However, if you can get maybe a good lease at some point, this facelift will also do fine. Not too big of a difference than driving wise. And of course you can always go for the smaller infotainment screen, which still has these buttons here for the volume and also for the zoom in and zoom out. That also makes it somewhat more analog and somewhat more like the pre-facelift. Here one more time now. Really tight corners downhill, also shifting down, good steering control. Now you feel also that the suspension can be rough at times when the road is rough, but then, yeah, having a lot of fun. So this is one of the very good examples for a very balanced vehicle which can combine a lot of different aspects. If you want to see more of the T-Roc, you might be excited about the R version, but rather just spend money on the R line, not so much money. You can also check this out, this review. or also, of course, one of the competitors.